Hello. My wife's mobile phone, her iPhone 5, it won't charge. It won't hold charge. Well, it'll charge, but it won't hold charge. So it needs a new battery. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that battery. So, let's get to it. Trop Saint battery kit. And this is the complete kit. So it's everything you need to be able to change this. I'm going to open it up and have a look. Sorry. Oh, look what you get. You get the kit itself, which you get 3 little screwdrivers. I think you only need 1, but maybe it's for the different iPhones as well. You get like a little suckery thing in there, so you can hold the screen and pull the screen away. And a little prize tool to be able to do the leverage, and also another little, I think that's also a prize tool in there as well, which looks a bit like a guitar pick in the back there as well. So in the box we also have some stickies which look like they come off sanitary towels. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. How would I know? I don't use them. And the battery. So we must open the battery. Okay, sticky tapes again. Do you know what? My dog is here and he keeps banging on the door. I'm trying to do a video. Very disrespectful of him, and now he's banging on the door. I'm going to just let him in. Come on, Wally, in you go. What a little fella he is. What a little fella. Right. Waffle, 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 waffle. So, in there should be the lithium-ion battery for an iPhone 5. There we go. I'm going to move the camera onto the overhead stand here, and you can see me do it. And see me probably make a big floppy mess of it. Bird's eye view. Okay, so I've got my anti-static mat down, which is actually not an anti-static mat, it's just a mouse pad. I've got our iPhone 5 here, and we have the kit, the sticky pads, and the battery. I'm going to get a magnifying glass, which I have here, because these little screws that we have to remove on the end here are absolutely tiny, and my eyes aren't brilliant. So remove these 2 little screws here, and then we have to prise the screen away using the sucker and a lever. And before we take it off completely, there is a cable, so make note of that. There's a little cable you have to release, otherwise potentially you could damage your phone. So it's the first time I've ever done anything like this. I've took my own phone apart a few times for overheating issues on my LG G4, but never took apart an iPhone 5. So I'm probably doing it all wrong, and I don't have an anti-static wrist thing on. So I'm not earthed, so periodically I'll just touch the earths on the back here on the socket. When I take the screws out, I'm going to need somewhere to put them. So I'm just going to use the wife's little case hen and just drop the screws in there, but I'm going to put them over there. They're a bit like a Torx screw, where Torx screws are 6-bladed, or got 6 vanes on them. These have 5. And I can't remember what they're called. Hang on, there we go. That's 1 screw out. And I don't know if you can see how tiny that is. Tiny little thing. It's literally about 5mm long, so under 1/4 inch long, and not even a 1/16. It's probably like 3/32 in width. So I'll put that in that pot over there, and we'll take out the other screw. There's 2 screws you have to remove, and it's just either side of the power socket. I think, yep, there they come out. So then one's coming out now as well. So that's out there. Oh, they didn't stick on like the other one did, so I'll make sure I put that in there. Now they're out of my way. I'm not gonna. So I've got the 2 of them. I'll just put them inside this little thing here. You could put them onto a magnet or anything, I suppose, but I'll put them out of the way because I don't want to lose them. You get them on the floor, and you probably never find them again. So, from what I understand, she has got a glass screen protector on there. It's got a crack in it, but I'm not gonna worry about that. You're supposed to put that on there. I licked it, so she's got my saliva on her phone. Alright, I'm supposed to hold it on there, but I'm supposed to be able to pry the screen away from the actual phone. And you have this tool, there's a plastic tool, and as you pull it up, you should be able to get your plastic tool underneath. Oh, there you go. That went all of a sudden, didn't it? and there's on the back here there is a little ribbon here which you've got to be careful of. Now there's 2 screws here, one there, and possibly that one as well, I'm not sure, 100% certain. There's a ribbon here coming from the battery to here. So we have to remove those screws first, which is this orange screwdriver. These are just screws. So we have to remove those. That's one. Yet again, I'm going to put these over here in that little pot. And same with the screw here. So far it's 2 screws I'm taking out. Looking at it is 3 screws that have to be removed. Yet again, they're absolutely tiny. But yeah, there you go. There's another one here. Please forgive me if I make any mistakes, because I have never done this before. So, as a layman, for my first attempt, I'm hoping it might alleviate some of your stresses and worries of doing it yourself. Oh, actually, you've only got to remove these 2 screws here. That one there and that one there. So I just removed the other screw and I didn't need to, so I have to put that back in a minute. So there's the little plate, which is like a retainer for the clip for the power. It basically holds this down into place. So I've got to remove that. Like so. So that is the power cord effectively for the battery. That's what I believe anyway. It appears to be attached to the battery, but we'll find out in a minute. Now this battery is probably stuck in, and this battery, looking at it, possibly is not the original. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I won't be surprised it's been replaced before, because the phone is actually quite old now, which means it's probably stuck down with those sanitary towel sticky pads. So how do we get the battery out? Well, after a bit of brute force and bloomin' ignorance, I've been prying at this battery, and if it wasn't broken before, it certainly is now. It's still a bit stuck down, because I've bent the battery. But crikey, this stuff sticks. There you go. So that's one bent up battery, which clearly was stuck like Billy O it was. It's a bit, like a strip of chewing gum. It is like a strip of chewing gum. Yeah, soft and gooey like. So we have our new battery here with its little connector that clearly goes on that side where it did before, and we obviously got to be able to stick the battery down. Now what I want to be careful of, I don't see a need for the battery to be stuck with 2 of these things. That seems a bit much. I'm just going to make sure I put the battery in as the other one came out. Mind, be careful of this connector at the top here. Needs to say that, make sure that lines up. Need to open this up a little bit here so it clears the connectors, and those connectors then go on top of this area here. You'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 little wires there. Effectively, this connector block goes on top of that strip just there. So when you place this back in, you need to make sure that those connectors line up. Well, supposedly goes in between those 2 blocks, and that should snap into place. Should. Yep, there you go. Did you hear that? So I'll just plonk that back down. And then the battery now is stuck in to place. So that is it, effectively. Alright, now that goes on top where the SIM card holder is there, and we now have to put the screws back. Now, if you remember, I actually took off 1 extra screw that I didn't need to, so that needs to say can go back first. Oh, I just pop the connector back off again, like so, and then the other screw device protectory thingy majiggy Just that one goes there. I think it goes underneath it actually. This holds or retains the electrical connector. That went on first. These are magnetic. It's very fiddly indeed. Oh, that's one. Make sure that's down and realign the other one, which is the other retainer for the actual battery connector. And then we have the other screw here. Do I need to put into that hole? It's not really helpful when you suffer with carpal tunnel syndrome. I've lost quite a bit of sensitivity in my fingers, especially after an operation that I had for carpal tunnel. So this is extremely fiddly for me. That's in there. So now we just screw that one down. Okay, I've managed to change the battery. I've stuck it down with the sticky pads, etc. Which is quite simple. And then there was the 3 screws, which are now being replaced. Not replaced, I've put the 3 little screws back now. I'm not going to put... I just want to make sure it turns on. So before I go silly, I just want to make sure... Oh, we have an Apple symbol coming up. Yeah, I just put my nice little sucker there. Like I say, I haven't put the phone back together yet, but I will be. In fact, we don't need the sucker on now. I can take it off. Yeah, got saliva on it. Saliva. Looking good. And it's saying it's at 55%. And that's obviously the charge that was in the battery beforehand. It's saying there's no SIM because it's in the spare phone. So yeah, that's kind of looking good. So let's see if we can just turn that off. Before I fiddle anymore. So the battery seems to be working. So let's put this back. Now I believe what's going to happen is these are going to need to hook in at the back here. Yeah. And then push the phone down. Or push the screen back down into place somehow. The engineering of these things is quite amazing, really. How close everything is, how accurate it all has to be for it to work. Yeah, for it to fit. So reassuring click just then. Telltale sign, if it's all together nicely, is if those 2 screws go in. If the screws go back in neatly, without any aggravation, I've got a fairly good indication that the actual components are together. Why do they have to be so small? Okay, that's going in. So that must be together nicely. So gently, gently. It all seems good. So my next stage is to, I'll put the SIM card in for the missus, and hopefully we can get it on charge and everything will be hunky-dory. I've got a little charge lead here. Plug it in to see if it starts charging. Hopefully it was just the battery and nothing serious, because it was basically, it wasn't accepting any charge. But I just hope it's not the actual phone itself. But I've got the symbols come up to say that it's connected to a cable. Okay, there you have it. That's how you change the battery in an iPhone 5. If you've been most kind, give us the old thumbs up and subscribe, what have you. It might encourage me to make a few more videos. Anyway, thank you for watching. Cheers.